Why can you feel lonely even when you're surrounded by people? Most people think loneliness means being alone, but psychology tells us something different. Loneliness isn't about the number of people around you. It's about feeling emotionally disconnected from them. You can sit in a crowded room, laugh with friends, or even be in a relationship and still feel completely alone inside. Your brain reacts to that disconnection in surprising ways. Psychology shows that human connection isn't just something we enjoy, it's something we need. Your brain treats meaningful relationships as a basic part of survival. When genuine connection disappears, your mind notices immediately, and that's when loneliness begins to grow. The strange part is that it rarely happens overnight. It starts quietly. You begin feeling misunderstood. You wonder why nobody truly sees how you feel. Eventually, you start questioning yourself, asking whether something is wrong with you. But here's the truth. Loneliness isn't a weakness. It's a signal. Your brain is telling you that an important emotional need isn't being met. Loneliness doesn't just affect your emotions. It affects your brain and even your body. Scientists have discovered that social pain is processed in many of the same brain regions involved in physical pain. That's why rejection, exclusion, or emotional distance can genuinely hurt. Your brain sees isolation as a possible threat, so it activates your survival system. It becomes more alert, more cautious, and more sensitive to anything that feels like rejection. This is why lonely people often overthink conversations, replay memories, and worry about how others see them. The brain is constantly searching for signs of safety and belonging. But loneliness isn't your enemy. It's your mind reminding you that real human connection matters. The question is, what happens when that connection disappears for a long time? You can feel lonely even while sitting beside someone. That's because physical presence isn't the same as emotional connection. You can share the same house, the same table, or even the same bed, yet still feel completely unseen. Emotional loneliness begins when you no longer feel understood, valued, or truly heard. Many people hide their loneliness behind a smile. They laugh with everyone around them, but connect with almost no one. They spend hours talking, texting, and replying to messages, yet every conversation feels empty. Your brain isn't counting how many people know your name. It's searching for a place where it feels accepted, safe, and understood. Today, loneliness has found a new disguise: constant connection without real closeness. We carry phones that keep us connected every second of the day, but many people have never felt more isolated. Hundreds of notifications can never replace one meaningful conversation. Social media often shows the happiest moments of other people's lives, making it easy to believe that everyone else belongs somewhere except you. As you scroll, your brain naturally compares your life to the carefully selected moments you see on your screen. Every notification gives you a brief burst of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, but the feeling quickly fades. That's why endless scrolling rarely fills the emotional emptiness inside. The brain isn't searching for more likes, more followers, or more messages. It's searching for genuine human connection. Real belonging doesn't come from being seen by thousands of strangers. It comes from being understood by even one person. Sometimes, one honest conversation has more power than 1,000 online interactions. And understanding why we crave that connection begins with something much deeper: the experiences that shaped us long before we even realized it. For many people, loneliness doesn't begin in adulthood. Its roots often reach back to childhood. The relationships you experienced while growing up quietly taught your brain what to expect from other people. Psychologists call this your attachment style. If you felt safe, supported, and understood, trusting others may come naturally. But if you experienced rejection, neglect, or emotional distance, your brain may learn that getting too close is dangerous. Without realizing it, you begin building emotional walls. Not because you dislike people, but because your mind is trying to protect you from being hurt again. The problem is that walls don't just keep pain out, they also keep genuine connection out. Safety without connection slowly turns into loneliness. Real relationships require vulnerability, and vulnerability always feels risky. Yet it's also the doorway to trust, belonging, and emotional closeness. The longer loneliness continues, the louder your inner critic becomes. Your mind starts creating stories that aren't always true. You may begin believing you're not interesting enough, not lovable enough, or that nobody really cares. These thoughts feel convincing, but they're often created by loneliness itself, not reality. This creates a painful cycle. You pull away from people because you feel disconnected. Then the distance makes you feel even lonelier. Fear leads to avoidance, and avoidance strengthens loneliness. But every cycle can be broken. It doesn't happen through one huge change. It begins with one small decision to reconnect. One message, one conversation, one moment of courage. Healing doesn't begin when everyone suddenly notices you. It begins when you choose to take one small step toward connection. That single step may seem insignificant today, but over time it can completely change the way your brain experiences relationships, belonging, and even yourself.